back everyone, Ryan Monetized here. Gosh, it has been so long since I have done a Bitcoin price update. We're gonna start with the price of Bitcoin, also looking at other markets, and then we're gonna do a little bit of news. I just don't really feel like doing a lot of news today. To be honest, I want to focus on the price of Bitcoin. So, if you've been watching my previous videos, what I actually anticipated to happening is happening, at least since then. Things can always change, and at the end of the day, when it comes to people giving Bitcoin price predictions, none of us actually know what's going to happen. We're just doing our very best to try to make a solid prediction. But at the end of the day, none of us really know what's going to happen. So always keep that in mind. Always remember that. Bitcoin has dropped, the entire cryptocurrency market has dropped. Bitcoin is sitting at $26,891. So let's go ahead and zoom out to the 7-day chart on Bitcoin. We are seeing a bit of a pullback here. I am anticipating Bitcoin to pull back to the low $25,000 range, okay? Between $25,000 and probably about $25,005, in that range here, okay? Right over here. I believe it's gonna pull back. We'll probably see a little bit of a bump after that, but I think we are going to eventually start trending downwards and head over the next several months to the $20,000 to $22,000 range. I actually am anticipating this green moving average to cross below the red, which we know is typically not a very good sign for Bitcoin, specifically on the weekly chart. I have gone back and I have tested that indicator many times, and it basically works like 90% of the time. See, it actually happened here, but my stubborn ass didn't even want to follow my own rule and did not purchase here to ride this wave up, but I think I will get lucky and have another opportunity. In my previous video, I showed you that Bitcoin is actually behaving very similar to the previous market cycle, okay? We're about 550 days out from the previous all-time high. We checked that on the previous Bitcoin cycle. And what can we anticipate? We can anticipate Bitcoin to be really quite boring for the next 9 to 12 months before it takes off like an absolute rocket ship, which is going to be very exciting. Let's take a look here at the daily chart. The daily chart looks so ugly. It has broken this DMA. It has made a lower low. Definitely heading over here, in my opinion, to the low $26,000 range. Anticipate a wick below that, and eventually, I believe that we're headed in this direction to the $22,000 range on Bitcoin. The daily chart looks not so hot, and neither does the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart has also made a lower low, also approaching this DMA as well. 4-hour chart looking bearish and very weak as well. This is the hourly, maybe a little bit of relief here, but hourly not looking good as well. I wouldn't be touching Bitcoin here. Let's see, the low came in over here a couple hours ago at 26,723. Bitcoin really hasn't jumped hard off of that, so I do believe that we are headed lower. This is the 30-minute chart, also looking very weak on Bitcoin. Let's take a look here at the 15-minute. No, still not too good. 5-minute, yeah, still needs to make a higher high. So Bitcoin does not look good on any time frames, in my opinion. Doesn't look good on any time frames. Ethereum is sitting at 1789. I think it's important that we take a look at all of Ethereum's time frames as well, although it's probably basically doing the same thing as Bitcoin. Interesting, so the 7-day chart looks very similar, but in my opinion, Ethereum is closer to the crossover. I've actually never tracked or back tested the 7-day chart on Ethereum, but I would anticipate it probably does the same thing. The weekly chart, the daily chart also not looking good on Ethereum. Let's take a look here at the 12-hour, not looking too good. So I would say across all these time frames, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, the 30-minute, let's take a look here, also not looking too good. This is a 15-minute chart. Still not a reversal change at all. Let's take a look here at the 5-minute. Sometimes Ethereum will lead the way, but across the time frames, no, neither are looking good. They both look terrible, to be completely honest. We have gold sitting at 2013. Coinbase stock is at 60.35. So across the board, just red, red, and more red when it comes to altcoins. So a lot are down between 3, 4, and up to 10% today. Not looking all that good. Let's take a look at traditional markets. This is really interesting. Let's take a look at SPY. SPY is sitting at 412. We're going to zoom out to the 7-day chart on SPY. It's been a while, right? We're so used to correlation. Are we still seeing correlation? This is the weekly chart. And to be honest with you, okay, this is actually interesting. So it looks like SPY is struggling to make a higher high on the weekly chart, because the high of this candle right here is 418.31, and the high of this candle right here is 417.62. Bitcoin has made a clear higher high on the weekly and is now pulling back, but SPY looks a little bit less decisive. This is a daily chart, which is not looking good on SPY. It has made a lower low and it has made a lower high. 12-hour chart looks very similar, pretty much doing the same thing. This right here is a 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart actually looks decent. It looks okay. Let's take a look here at the hourly chart. And before we move forward, I want to mention that I'm still doing calls, 30-minute calls. I have a link down below, and I'll actually send you a free Ledger Nano S. So maybe you can say you get the call for free, or you could say that you get the Ledger Nano S for free. You get something for free because you get the call and you also get the Ledger. So I have a link down below if you'd like to book a call with me. You can ask me anything. A lot of people call because they want to ask about Puerto Rico and making the move to Puerto Rico. So for a lot of people, it makes sense to actually move to Puerto Rico now because the simple fact that Bitcoin is down. People want to move here when Bitcoin's high. That is the wrong time to move, because then you're going to owe taxes to whatever state and the federal government, right? And then your cost basis is now at that point. So it is best to move to Puerto Rico when the price of Bitcoin is lower. It just makes the most sense. And if you're coming here, I also have a car rental business. If you'd like to support my car rental business, I have a link down below for that as well. So maybe you want to book a car, maybe you want to book a call. I have options for you if you'd like to support my channel. Because let me tell you what, YouTube AdSense, that doesn't pay the bills. Let's take a look here at the 15-minute chart on SPY. Looking good. So actually there's a little bit of hope on SPY compared to Bitcoin. Definitely more strength. So let's go ahead and take a look at marijuana stocks. It has been a while since I have looked at marijuana stocks. Tilray is down 11, almost 12% on the day. 242, oof, rough day for marijuana stocks. We have weed down 15%, CGC down 15%. What the heck is going on? So this right here, ooh, big candle here on the daily chart. So the high of the day, 276 for Tilray, and the low 241. A pretty monstrous daily candle. Tilray was down at 217 here on April 26th. So good buying opportunity there. If you sold anywhere near the top, you picked it up around 220, you sold it around 275. Not a bad flip, but gosh, so much easier said than done. So yeah, oh my God, marijuana stocks. I mean, I just look at this and sometimes they're down several percentages, but so much consistency of so many that are like 5 to 15% down. There had to have been some negative marijuana stock news today. That's all I could think of. We have Tesla at 172.08. And so that's what we pretty much have across the board when it comes to crypto. We have, let's see here, what else do we have that's interesting? XRP is at 41 cents. We have, what else do we have? We have XTZ at 88 cents, Link at 631, DOT at 526. I really got to clean this up because I really don't give a crap about most of these trashy coins. That's right, I said it. Trashy. So let's see here. BlockFi customers can be repaid $300 million held in custodial accounts, judge says. A further $375 million the users tried to transfer out of the interest-bearing accounts after November 10th still belongs to the estate. That's what came from the judge. So let's go ahead and take a look at some news in the space. Ethereum Foundation just sold 15,000 Ethereum. Should you be worried? I can't answer that. You'll have to answer that for yourself. So Celsius Network custody account holders will get their first 36.25% out of Celsius. So you need to check to see can you withdraw from Celsius? Not everyone's qualified to, but if you are, make sure that you do that. This Pepe coin, I don't know much about it, but supposedly some people have made millions of dollars. And obviously in hindsight, sure, yeah. But you know, if you threw like $1,000 at every single meme coin that came out, I mean, there's thousands of meme coins. So, I mean, you, I guess, could take a risk on all of them, but how profitable are you at the end of the day? I don't know how to approach these shit coins. I just don't really know. Here are the current withdrawal fees on Celsius, kind of high. Looking at Bitcoin, $19, like, man, the fees are higher than usual for sure. This is really interesting, wow. So, total number of banks by country. The United States has 4,100 banks. Not too long ago, they had actually 10,000. And number 2 is Russia with 330. And then Spain, 130. But obviously, probably if you take into consideration the population versus how many banks, except Russia. Let's see. Let's find out what the Russia population is, because, I mean, that's second place. So what US has, what, 360, 380 million? So Russia has 143 million. So yeah, there is not really a correlation, you know? It's like Russia doesn't have like a third of what the United States has. It has significantly less. China, 190. Wow, that's super concentrated. So let's go ahead and see here. The Biden administration has forgiven $42 billion in student loan debt for borrowers in public service. An ex-Coinbase manager sentenced for 2 years in prison for insider trading. The U.S. SEC has stepped back from defining what a digital asset is, stating that the term is still under consideration. Last month, the court authorized our settlement with the UCC and custody ad HOC group. Today, withdrawals begin for those who are opted into the settlement. So, opt in if you can. Bitcoin and crypto exchange Coinbase is considering the UAE as a potential international hub for its cryptocurrency operations. It's just here, you know, the US, 45% of millennials now have more credit card debt than savings. 44% of US adults who are aged 43 to 58 have more credit card debt than the savings. Overall, a record 36% of US adults now have more credit card debt than savings. Pretty wild. So Bittrex Exchange files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Jeez. Supposedly they have all the funds. I saw the CEO say, hey, don't you guys worry about a thing. We're filing for bankruptcy, but we have all your money with us. I feel a little loopy today, probably because I haven't eaten in like 44 hours. I don't know, I just wasn't hungry. So I'm not hungry, I don't eat. It's called intuitive eating, and I really hardcore stick to it. The total credit card debt in the US is set to cross $1 trillion this year. In the last 3 months of 2022, US credit card debt jumped to $61 billion, the largest quarterly jump since '99. According to a new report, 36% of US adults have more credit card debt than savings. This is up from 21% in 2021 and also marks a new all-time high. Meanwhile, the average interest rate on credit card debt is now up to a record 25%. Kind of makes me nauseous. So I would say that's enough news for today, but when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, I am just staying patient, and I have been saying that for what, an entire year now, but I feel really quite confident. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was a little bit concerned about Bitcoin jumping to about 31,000, but after reflecting on the previous market cycle, I feel good about my decision, and I think that my patience will absolutely pay off. I mean, when you think about it like this, the biggest swings in the market, or the biggest opportunity is had, there are huge gaps of when you would be selling and when you would be buying back in. So let me kind of give you a perspective on what I'm talking about. So, for example, this candle over here, this is November of 2021, Bitcoin hit 69,000. When did like an amazing buying opportunity come in? What did I say that was? November, an entire year later. And you could even potentially wait 2 years later and still have an amazing buying opportunity. The same thing happened after Bitcoin hit 20,000. I mean, you could have bought here, amazing buying opportunity. That is like over a year later, and even over here, amazing buying opportunity. you know, like a year and a half later. So patience, patience. But to be honest with you, most of you should just be buying a little here, buying a little there, holding, because looking at charts, gosh, computer work, I'd just rather be out in the sun all day, to be honest with you. So that's all that I have for you today. Like I said, if you want to book a car with a Jeep Rental Puerto Rico, we have Jeeps, but we also have other cars. Or if you'd like to book a call with me, I have those links down below. That's all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.